welcome to today's standing core. I'm Coach Lindsay. Thanks so much for joining me as always. Today we're going to be doing an all core focused workout, but in a very low impact way. So everything's standing. The beautiful thing about that is, right, we don't have to get on the floor and do a million crunches to have a nice strong core. So we're going to be working six or eight different exercises. We'll figure it out when we get there with some different standing core options. So if you are new to standing core or you have a little bit of an off balance, I would suggest having a chair close by for today just so you can kind of hang on to it while we're doing some of these exercises. The other couple things that you'll need is one very, very light weight. This is for what we call wood chops, which we'll get into here in a second. So anything between 1 to 5 pounds, I have 5 pounds for reference. And then you'll actually need a towel. This is gonna be used for one of our stretches. So nothing during the workout. So if you can't grab one now, that's totally fine. But this is gonna be good for one of the stretches that we have later on. So other than that, plenty of space around you, shoes tied and double knotted if you have them on. And let's get into our warm up. We'll talk a little bit about the class. So we're gonna start with some side twists just to get that core nice and warm. Feet about hip distance apart, little wider than that, slight bend in the knee, arms come up, and we're gonna twist side to side. I gotta scoot forward a little bit. So today's class, we have 6 exercises. I thought we were at 8, but we're at 6. We're gonna do 2 exercises and then we have an active rest in between. So it gives our core a little bit of a break, but keeps our body moving. Each exercise we're doing for 45 seconds, 15 seconds of rest, and then we repeat it twice. So nice and simple today. Just the beauty of timed exercises, that instead of me saying do 10 of these, is that you get to go at your own pace. So if you wanna take your time through these and get 5 or 6 in within 45 seconds, great. If you wanna kind of challenge yourself and do more, perfect. So nice and simple today, hopefully painless, but we'll talk about form here in just a minute when we get into the demo of the exercises. So a couple more twists here, really making sure you're exaggerating that twist, keeping that back nice and straight. Last one on each side. Excellent. We're gonna get into some hip circles to warm up that lower back and those hips. So like you have a hula hoop on, really, really, really wide stretches. As you bring your butt back, you'll feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings and your glutes. That's essential, right? We have to have a good, strong, and relaxed back section between our lower back, our glutes, and our hamstrings to have a strong core. They all work together. So rotate that direction, whichever one you weren't going in. Again, feels a little silly, but I love this stretch. You can't tell me you can do hip circles and feel worse afterwards, right? You always do hip circles and you're like, man, that was really nice. I got a good stretch in my hip. So you feel silly doing them, but who cares? A couple more rotations here. Excellent. One last little warm up for our glutes, hamstrings, and a little bit of our back is what we call good morning. So with a good morning, if you're new to these, feet hip distance apart, fingertips come behind the ears, and basically what this is a hinge of the hip, right? So instead of coming down and bending the knees, we're keeping the knees slightly bent and we're pushing the butt backwards and keeping our chest parallel to the ground. And then we scoop back up, okay? So we're using that core and a little bit of the glutes to push ourselves back. So really practice a nice straight back here. So no arch of the back and a hinge of the hip. So again, we're just pushing back. You'll feel a nice stretch in the hamstring, and then we push those hips forward again. Excellent. Let's do 2 more after this one. And last one. I think that might have been 3 more, but who cares? All right, ready family, we should be warmed up. I'm gonna demo the exercises today and then we'll get into it. So like I said, we did 2 exercises, rest, 2 exercises, rest, and then we have a 1-minute normal rest in between each set. So we're gonna do everything twice. So first exercise we're gonna be doing is a standing crunch. So what this looks like is we're gonna take our arms up, okay? So I'm gonna show you from kind of like a diagonal side so you can see the whole exercise. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our knee in between our elbows, okay? So we're gonna alternate our feet. We're keeping our back nice and straight. So it looks like my back is hunched, but what's in line, it's actually in line with my neck. So that's why I'm kind of pushing my hips back a little bit and I'm bringing that knee towards my chest, squeezing my core. So anytime that I talk about engagement of the core, it's basically tilting your pelvis under slightly and then drawing that belly button towards your spine. So when you're doing exercises like this, you don't want to have an arch in your back because then you lose all core engagement. So tuck that pelvis, your back is straight, and your core is nice and engaged. So 45 seconds of standing crunches, and then we have 45 seconds of straight leg lift. So this is where if you have a little bit of balance trouble, you might want to have that chair close by. But what we're going to do is we're going to have our hands on our hips for a little bit of balance, and then we're going to take that leg, we're going to straight leg lift, and then come back down, and we're gonna alternate, okay? So this is actually working our lower pelvic floor. So as we lift that leg, naturally our body wants to rotate back. That's where our core comes on. So instead of rotating back, our core keeps us nice and straight, but we're able to still lift that leg. So don't worry if you can't lift that leg all the way. I can't, so it doesn't matter. We have a 30-second active rest of marches. So our marches are just gonna be with our hands up, and we're just lifting those knees, okay? So that's your active rest. Then we're gonna hop into, with our weight, our wood chops. So with wood chops, we have our feet staggered a little bit. We have a weight over one of our shoulders, and we're chopping to the opposite hip, okay? So with that weight up above our shoulder, just like you have an axe, and you're gonna chop. This is really working that oblique area of our core. So 45 seconds of one side, 45 seconds of the other, and then we have our 30-second active rest. Then we have a standing dead bug, left and right. So this is again where you're gonna wanna have that chair. We take, for this instance, left arm is up, and then we're going to raise the opposite leg, which is our right one, into what we call a dead bug. So you've seen this probably laying down. This time we're just doing it standing. So nice straight back, challenging our balance, but also working on that cross-lateral core engagement, okay? So right leg, or right side, and then left side, and then we get to cool it down for a minute, then we go through again. So the purpose of repeating everything twice is the first time around you practice it, you get a good feel for it. Second time around, you challenge yourself. So that's what I want to see here today. So let's go ahead and get started. 45 seconds, standing crunches, and then we have a 15-second break before we get into leg lifts, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. So again, arms come up. We kind of keep our legs straight as we start, and then we crunch. Let's go ahead and begin. So remember that core engagement spiel that I had earlier. Our pelvis is tucked. We squeeze that belly button towards our spine. We lift that leg up. Excellent. Be very mindful of how your lower back feels with this. So if you need to lower that, what we call, it's not necessarily range of motion, but if you need to stand up a little bit straighter, you can still get that crunch in, right? You don't have to lean that chest as far forward. Nice job. 15 seconds left here. Excellent job, Mighty Family. 10. Really concentrate on squeezing that core. 3, 2, and 1, and rest. So 15 seconds of rest, not a lot of time. Take a breath, grab some water. Try not to hold your breath during these exercises. I tend to do that as I'm trying to talk. So a little breathy, but breathe, grab some water between these 15 seconds, but they're not long, okay? So straight leg lifts, let's go ahead and begin. So again, feet about hip distance apart. We're lifting the leg, and then we're gonna come back down. So keep that leg nice and straight. Keep that back nice and straight, and you're working on that lower pelvic floor here. So if you need that chair for balance, totally fine, as long as you're maintaining your form. Excellent. Try not to rely on that chair too much though. If you know me and you come to my classes, I have a 2-finger rule. So 2 fingers on the back of that chair, nothing more. It's our friend to help us. It's not gonna do the work for us. Excellent. Nice job, Mighty Family. Already through 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. 15 seconds of actual rest here. Then we have that 30-second high knee active rest. So you want to take the full 30 seconds to just rest. You can if you're feeling a little gassed already. If not, let's go ahead and start with those high knees. So arms come up. We're just lifting those knees up. This is just keeping our lower pelvic floor and our core just nice and engaged without too much pressure and strain on it. So just 30 seconds here. Excellent. Nice breath. Get that heart rate down. We don't have to go quick with these. 10 seconds, and then we hop into wood chops. So if you don't have your weight, grab it now. Let's go ahead and get prepared. So I'm going to start with that weight over my left shoulder. We're chopping towards the right hip. So stagger those legs. You're kind of on your toes on that back leg. Let's go ahead and begin. So chop is forceful, right? So as we come up, we're chopping towards the hip, and we're working that oblique of our core here. Excellent. Be very mindful of your lower back here. So if you find yourself twisting too much, just decrease your stance between your legs here. There's a couple different ways you can modify it. Excellent job, Mighty Family. 10 seconds. Really swing that axe over that shoulder. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. 15 seconds of rest. You can drop your weight if you want to. I like to have the chair there because then I don't have to bend on the ground and grab it every time. So catch your breath. We're halfway through. Hang on to it. 5 seconds left here, then we're going to get into that other side. So right side this time, stagger those feet, and let's begin. So chopping at that left hip and over the right shoulder. Excellent. Now you can speed these up. I tend to do them pretty slowly just so you can see how we do these. You don't have to go at my pace. That's why I'm giving you a time, right? So do as many as you want here. Excellent. These are a silent killer. You don't typically feel them when you're doing them, but man, you feel them the next day. So trust the process, okay? Excellent. 15 seconds. Great job, Mighty Family. 3, 2, and last one. Fabulous. Toss that weight down. We won't need it for our last 2 exercises, but 15 seconds here. Once you catch your breath, hop into those active rest high knees. You've still got about 3 seconds. Go ahead and start. So again, you can take these 30 seconds in between every 2 exercises to rest. You don't have to do the high knees. I just like to keep them as an option. If you're feeling like, this is really easy, I need challenge. Well, let's move our high knees up a little bit then. Nice job. Really keep that back nice and straight with these. So again, we're still working our core, that lower pelvic floor here. Knees come up, back stays straight. Excellent. All right, dead bugs on deck. Let's jump into it. So left arm goes up, comes down straight, right leg comes up. Let's go ahead and begin. So you can use that chair for balance, but just remember not to rely on it. So you still want to really focus on that form, straight back, and squeeze that core. Excellent. I love standing core exercises because they're so good for our balance too. We can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone here and knock out that balance that we tend to kind of dread doing, right? And work on our core at the same time. Excellent. 15 seconds here. I like to place my hand on my core so I can really feel it engaged, making sure it's staying nice and flat here. Nice. 3, 2, and 1. 15 seconds of rest. If you need to shake it out, grab some water, you can. We have 1 last exercise, then we get a full rest. We go through it again, okay? All right, 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and get prepared. So this time, right arm, left leg. Let's go ahead and begin. So keep that back nice and straight. So for reference, as we're going through the side, you don't see any arch really in my back, right? We're nice and straight. So pelvis is tucked under as we connect that leg with that arm. Excellent job, Mighty Family. Squeeze that core. It helps so much. Also, engaging and squeezing that lower body helps with your balance. So squeeze those lower body muscles, those quads. Awesome job. Excellent. 3, 2, and let's squeeze 1 more in. Nice job. All right. Shake those legs out. First set is done. So we get a whole minute of rest here. Do with it what you will. About 30 seconds in, I'm going to get those high knees kicking again just to keep the body active. But this is also a good time to stretch. So any hip circles that you want to do, any side bends, whatever feels good for your body right now. If you want to lay on the ground and just be like, why did I decide to join this class? You can do that too, but make sure you're back at it in about 45 seconds. I sometimes do that. Side to side, stretch out that core. So this time around, we know that the first set we practice, we kind of see how things feel. Second time around, we challenge ourselves. So I'm going to be adding my weight for most of these exercises. My challenge is for you to do the same. You don't have to, okay? You can do everything you did the first time around, but if you want an extra challenge, you can add in a weight, and I will show you how in just a moment. But I'm gonna get into some of my high knees. We've got about 15 seconds left, so if you don't feel like it, that's okay. Excellent. Okay, our body is all nice and cooled, hopefully stretched out. So I'm gonna grab my weight for these crunches. So this time, instead of just my hands, I'm going to be doing with the weight, okay? Up to you, you choose, but let's go ahead and get started. So 45 seconds here. I got my weight as a little extra resistance. I encourage the challenge, but if you're just here like, I didn't really want to do a super tough workout today, or you don't feel like it's right for you to add that weight, don't. But just for fun, sometimes it's nice to challenge ourselves. 15 seconds left here. Excellent. Ooh, adding that extra 5 pounds, it's a lot. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. 15 seconds. I won't be using my weight for the leg lifts because that's kind of difficult to do. So leg lifts on deck. Deep breath. Get that heart rate down if it's up there. Use that chair, and let's begin. So straight leg. Keep that back straight. So I like to show from the side just so we can see that at no point in time is my back arching or going backwards, right? My leg's not all the way up. That's okay. Really squeeze that core. Excellent. If it helps, you can have your arms out in front too. Sometimes different arm positioning kind of helps you adjust to the exercise a little bit better, but whatever you choose to do. 15 seconds here. Excellent job, mighty family. Hang on to it. Whoop. Getting a little unbalanced here. I'm trying to go too quick. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shake those legs out. We have 15 seconds of rest and a 30-second active rest. So with these high knees, you want to bring in that weight for the active rest. You can, you don't have to, but let's go ahead and get started. So again, arms are still up. We bring those high knees up. Excellent. 30 seconds here is all. So again, if you're taking a full rest, you go for it. Otherwise, in 20 seconds, we're hopping into our wood chop, our favorite exercise. Nice job, mighty family. All right, let's go ahead and get set up. So weight comes over the left shoulder. We're chopping towards the right. Let's go ahead and get started. Last time around here. So again, challenge yourself a little bit. If you went slow, just to be careful in the first set and you feel pretty good, let's see if we can't speed up those wood chops. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. I'll probably regret it when I try to talk again though. Nice job, mighty family. Be mindful of that lower back. Nice and controlled here. We're not sloppy and crazy with that weight. We don't want to hurt that back. Keep your core tight. 15 seconds. Awesome job. 3, 2, and 1. I got to finish it out. Excellent job. 15 seconds of rest. Deep breath in and out. That kind of gets your heart rate up there a little bit. So deep breath. We've got 5 seconds left. Grab that weight. We're going to hop into that other side. So weight over the right, chop to the left, and let's go ahead and get into it. So pick that pace up a little bit. Squeeze that core. Make it do the work. Your back's not doing the work. Similar to when you lift something, they say lift with your legs, not your back. Similar to this, okay? So lift that weight up with your core, not your arms, if that makes sense. Use that momentum from your core strength. Excellent, mighty family, keep it up. 15 seconds. Awesome job. 10. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Ooh, toss that weight. We are going to bring it back for the dead bug if you want to, but 15 seconds here. Then we hop into our 30-second high knees, okay? So deep breath. If you're grabbing that weight for those high knees, let's grab it and let's begin. So weight at the chest, lift those knees. Nice job. We are just moving and grooving this entire exercise. Kind of like it that way, right? If you stop, like I'm somebody, if I'm cleaning and I stop for a second, I don't want to go back into it. So if we just keep our bodies moving just in different ways, then we're more likely to be eager to get into the next exercise. Maybe. All right, dead bugs. So this time I'm going to have that weight in my hand for it. So our left arm up, right knee, and let's go ahead and begin. So again, the weight is optional, but it adds that extra challenge really fires on that upper core area as you bring that weight back down, okay? So you choose here. Try it out. If you don't like it, drop the weight. That's totally fine. Makes it so much tougher though, I will say. Excellent. 15 seconds here. Breathe. Last 2 exercises, then we stretch. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Woo, 15 seconds. Rest, stretch it out. Last and final exercise. If you haven't challenged yourself yet, now's the time to do so. Last exercise, why not, okay? So grab that weight. Right arm, left leg. Let's begin. Nice and slow as you start, especially if you're just adding that weight in. Excellent. So again, from the side, everything's nice and straight, nice and connected here. Excellent job. Arm can go out to the side too if balance is an issue. You choose. 15 seconds. Keep it going. Keep everything nice and tight. Squeeze that core. Squeeze that lower body. I know we're tired. We're 22 minutes into this thing. 3, 2, and last one here. Finish out the repetition, and we're good to go. Drop that weight, mighty family. Nice job. Whew. Let's relax those arms if you had that weight in there. We didn't sign up for an upper body workout today, but here we are. So we're gonna do some stretches here. We're gonna start with that towel stretch, okay? So this is where your towel comes in. Make it a nice, strong, long, about shoulder width apart distance here. We're just gonna bring it up and go over to the side. You can do this without the towel. I just find having the towel kind of gives our hands something to do. So it also helps to take those legs a little wider for a deeper stretch. And then up and over to the other side. Excellent. Deep breath. Keep that back straight still. So as you're going to the side, try not to let your chest fall to the ground. Keep that chest nice and open. Let's do one more time on each side. So over to the other side. Nice deep stretch in the oblique there. Excellent. Over to the other side. Great job. Go ahead and drop that towel. We're going to go ahead and stretch out our upper back a little bit. So arms are going to come out in front. We're going to cross them. Then you're going to hold your hands and then you're going to push. Okay. So as you push those arms forward, we're going to open up those shoulder blades. We're also tucking that core in a little bit and stretching out the lower back. Okay. So again, arms come out, forward, cross, and hold hands. Push, deep breath here. Excellent. Go ahead and release. We're going to end with some hip circles. Same with our warm-up. So legs nice and wide. Keep that chest nice and open. So try not to fall and hunch. Bring those shoulders back and rotate. Excellent. It's kind of hard to stretch out our core. It's kind of one of those muscles that, like, unless you can get into the seal position on the ground, you can't really stretch it out. So it's always good if you can't stretch like your core entirely, just stretch all the muscles around it. It's going to help support that muscle recovery anyways. Excellent. Switch directions. I think I did that already by myself, but go in whatever direction feels best for you right now. Excellent job, mighty family. We're going to take one big inhale together. Arms come up. And then as we exhale, we're going to forward fold. Release any tension in that lower back. Let yourself just hang and dangle. Wow. Hang and dangle. Has anybody ever done that? Probably. All right, whenever you're ready, go ahead and round those shoulders, roll back up, and we are back to center. Nice job, mighty family. Thank you so much for joining me for Standing Core today. I will see you all next week, and have a great weekend.